for anything. I mean, there's nothing I know how to do. I learned
shoot him in the face.
I learned to juggle when I was 12 years old because I never met anybody in show business. The first person I met in show business was me. I'm from a little dead factory town, Greenfield, Massachusetts, and I thought that if I learned to juggle and got really good, that all of a sudden I'd be able to make a living in show business. It never crossed my mind that I'd be able to do anything else. So I actually got good. I mean, by the time I was 18, I was a good juggler. And boy, then you go right to the top like that. You know, all your greats that we hear about and change the world have been really good jugglers.
So we can't send these good people home without me trying desperately to steal some magic, some secret. I mean, this man has 1.6 million followers on Twitter. That's worth applause. So on a personal level, I'm, baking in at 700 or something. How? Give us something. Give us a secret other than I love you, you're great, you're brilliant. Give us some Twitter secrets.
You know, I was just asked this, and I hope this, I was asked this by Gilbert Gottfried, who,
I don't know.
And Gilbert is the funniest man alive, and the most brilliant, and he wanted to get more Twitter followers, and people were telling him tricks like how you're supposed to reference people and do this and get stuff going. And I think that I can tell instantly reading a Twitter if the person whose name there wrote it. And I have never, and I think, I want to make sure this is literally true. I have retweeted probably about 20 times ever. And I have cut and pasted something someone else wrote, like Teller writes, we're going to be playing at this theater, and it's the same for me. But with very few exceptions, I'm talking about like probably a total of 2,000 characters, I write everything myself. And I think that's really important, because what's beautiful about Twitter is all that I care about. I get so angry when people talk about, children would rather tweet to each other than talk to each other, and there's all this bullshit that goes out there. What we're seeing is an incredible increase in intimacy. You're seeing an incredible increase of people talking about their hearts. And anybody, I mean, it's kind of like when you would see old people in the 60s talk about how rock and roll was ruining the world. They're doing the same fucking thing to gamers and to all the people who are in love with each other online, who are telling the truth online, and trying to make them out to be cold and not communicating with people. If they're not communicating with people, what the fuck are they doing? There's nothing cold about it. So I only tweet the way I would have a conversation. I try to not be hyping shit. I let people know when there's a show, and there's no doubt that, when we're playing in Atlantic City, if the ticket sales are a little soft, I do put a tweet in, but I try to make sure that that's a very small percentage. I try to talk about stuff that really matters and really is from my heart, and that is no different than you do in any other form. There is no such thing as new media. There is no such thing as Marsha McLuhan's The Media is the Message. It's just people. So when I am going on Letterman, I try to tell the truth as I see it. When I'm sitting here, I try to tell the truth as I see it. When I'm on Twitter, I try to type the truth as I see it. And it's exactly the same as talking to somebody. And all the people that try to pretend that it's something colder and distant, or that it's something that you can game, I mean, the radio stations and record companies learned to game rock and roll. They learned to game rock and roll in about 1968, and from then on, it got sucky. And that's why gamers came along. And even though that's happening and that's corporate making a lot of money, they still haven't found a way to control it. And all you've got to do is bring it down to people. And I think Twitter is more honest, direct, and more intimate than most conversations you have with people face to face. And this whole kind of fear of technology, this whole Luddite thing, just pisses me off. So all I do on my Twitter is try to type what's in my heart, and that's exactly what I try to do everywhere. There's no difference, there's nothing special, there's nothing magic.
Thank you. Yeah. So I see each of you getting, I don't know, at least 27 new people by tomorrow, by midnight. I saw a bunch of years ago, because I knew I had to hurry up and get it done, I went to see Les Paul play guitar in New York, and I saw something after that show that blew my mind, and I saw that at the Rio when I went to see Penn and Teller. So dovetailing off the Twitter question, and how do you get fans, and how do you do it in a straight up way without, you know, pressing a magic button, I saw Les Paul make sure that every single person that came to that gig got a chance after the gig to ask him a question or many, to kiss him on the cheek, to get an autograph, to get a picture. And when I went to the Rio, I noticed you and Teller standing there doing the same thing until the very last person leaves. Where'd you get that idea? That's pretty radical.
It wasn't ever an idea. We used to play places with like 150 people and no backstage. So we'd be out there and we'd talk to folks, and we get a huge amount of shit for it. Everybody in magic, everybody in rock and roll says you have to put yourself up as an icon, you have to keep that separation, you have to see yourself as someone special. And you're not special if they just talk to you. And please do not believe that us talking to people after the show is any sort of humility or egalitarianism. It's just, we think we do a good enough fucking show that we don't need to put hype all around it. We've just done fucking miracles on stage. We can certainly shake your hand, say hello, and smile without you going, oh, I guess that wasn't that amazing. And I mean, when you're Les Paul, it's Les Paul is the name of the guitar. Les Paul is the most guitar monster that's ever met. If he comes out and hits on your girlfriend afterwards, and he's, 90 years old, it doesn't take away the aura, because he doesn't need an aura, he's got chops. And I think that all that stuff about trying to separate the audience from people, separate the audience from the stars, and there's also something humiliating. If you wait, we're going to go backstage and get changed and eat and talk to people. And if you're going to wait at the stage door, you're going to wait there an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. And you see people, and wonderful people, and honest people, waiting an hour and 45 minutes to talk to a dipshit. And I won't tell you the name of that dipshit, but he wears Von Dutch. And you wait that amount of time to talk to a dipshit. And our show, you only have to wait 5 minutes to talk to a dipshit. And I just think that's a more efficient use of the time, because there's a lot of questions that people want to ask. Were you the guy juggling knives at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival in 1978? Okay, that's not a question that's worth waiting an hour and 45 minutes for. That's not a question that it's worth finding someone's address and writing a letter. It's not worth finding someone who knows someone. Just walk up to the dipshit and say, were you the guy juggling knives at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival in 1978? That guy goes, uh-huh. And it's a perfect human transaction. And it's a more efficient use of time. And the idea, people come to your show, they pay to see your goddamn show, they applaud for you, they give you all this love, all this incredible reinforcement, and then on top of that, you're supposed to act like you're more special than that? Fuck you! We get people who are in show business, we're already the hardest working people in show business, the hardest job you can have in show business is not as hard as the easiest real job. I'm not even talking Chilean miners, coming up, seeing their shadow, having to go back down for 6 months. I'm talking about,
it's time now that we can joke. It's been a week, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, my favorite thing is Jackie Martling, Jackie the Joke Man, when Robert Schimmel died, which is he's a wonderful man and tremendously funny, and we were all heartbroken. But Jackie Martling got a text that said Schimmel died, and Jackie Martling sent back, too soon, which is one of the most beautiful kind of understandings of comedy and also understanding of love of a friend. I just think it's the most brilliant thing Jackie's ever written, which is, you know, that's the shallow end of the pool, you know, but he's, yeah, the Schimmel thing. So yeah, I just think that you've got such an easy, cushy job. We do, you know, I play bass, upright bass, bebop for an hour before the show, then we do an hour-and-a-half show, and it costs me 45 minutes to answer every single question and talk to every single person who wants to talk to me after the show. That's a very small amount of the day for the amount of, not joy it brings to people, but the amount of uncomfortable humiliation it saves them. They've just done a wonderful thing for me. They've come to see the show, they've paid me money, and they've made me feel tremendous. The least I can do is go, yeah, I was that dipshit juggling in 78.
Thank you.
And that's all they're asking out of me.
Well, I'm going to ask these people to come up, but we're going to bring our next guest out. So questions to come for Penn. Over to you, my friend.
Adam Carolla. Yes, okay. So let me introduce our next guest. He's the founder.
First of all, I want to make this very clear.
Yes.
You leave the microphone with the chair and you move over and grab the other microphone.
Should I create
I
this
just
rule?
want you to watch.
Oh.
We were told, watch.
As I do it right, and you watch Adam Carolla fuck it up. He can't understand me backstage the way the acoustics are here. He can't really understand me. Nobody mentioned it. And you watch when it's his turn to move down the couch. You watch how he takes the mic with him. He's an idiot.
Good moves. You know how to move. There you go. Are they comfortable, those chairs? Awesome. All right.
My time is up. I'm not going to.
All right. He's the founder of Ace Broadcasting and the host of the Adam Carolla Show, the most downloaded podcast on iTunes. Since launching in 2009, his new media empire has continued to grow, maintaining 200,000 downloads a day. Look out for his book of rants from Crown Publishing this fall, titled, "In 50 Years, We'll All Be Chicks." Thanks for finally admitting it. Please welcome Adam Carolla.
And that's Muddy Waters for you, sir.